that the many use cases in public health are the beachhead for blockchain because you don't have to have identity management sorted out. And identity management right now is a really big issue for blockchain because there really is no standard per se that has been adopted across the board. Certain countries such as Estonia or Australia, Dubai have made really good, the government has been forward looking at, they've made good inroads in issuing digital identities to their citizens and then tying that to essentially like a PKI, a public key encryption technology, so you could use it on the blockchain. But by places like the US or the UK, that just doesn't exist yet. So all to say, I think situations where the data is either aggregated or synonymized or synthetic are probably more of a beachhead in healthcare than when you're dealing with at the patient level at this stage.
And that will follow later on.
I believe so, but it's not an easy road because it's a large. I mean, you take the U.S., we're talking about 300 million people, and I mean even for astute technologists to deal with key management, to deal with their private key, that's a challenge. Fraught with challenge.
Potential issues.
Exactly, and you hear all these stories about people who've lost like literally hundreds of millions of dollars cumulatively in Bitcoin. Well, why? It's because they forgot their forgot their private key password, and they can't retrieve it because you can't go to a government agency and say, hey, I lost my passport, please reissue it, or you can't go to your server administrator and say, please reset my password. You're on your own. And that's a real issue because, all kind of joking aside, most consumers are not anywhere near that level of sophistication to manage, their own private keys. And again, you could have potentially dozens of private keys for different use cases, even within healthcare. I think what's missing is the consumerization of managing private keys, managing digital wallets. People are working on it, but we're nowhere near that. And we have multiple protocols and things like this in terms of the actual blockchain protocol. So for instance, if there was a solution that was built in say, Ethereum, which is one of the public networks and well adopted by enterprises, and then I used that for one purpose, but then there was another solution that was built by using Hyperledger, which is from the Linux Foundation. Well, those don't talk to each other. So Hyperledger would have no clue that I am who I am on Ethereum. In fact, right now, at this moment, even on Ethereum, if you have different solutions built on different Ethereum networks, they don't talk to each other. However, that's being changed to this identity management proposal it's called ERC 725, which is a kind of a Ethereum request for comment to say that basically within Ethereum, the identity could be would be compatible across different implementations.
So you need far more standardization.
We do, particularly around identity management. It's it's an interoperability issue, and it's one that unless it's solved and unless it's adopted, it's very difficult to do anything that requires kind of en masse identity management.